Hello friends, I am Sumant Kumar and you are watching Darde Maths. And today we will discuss about the application of Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Right, this is a very important theorem in matrix theory and it has also a wide application. Right, so today we will learn about the application of Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Right, so basically in this session we are going to discuss about three things. Right, first, how will you find the inverse of matrix using Cayley-Hamilton theorem? Second thing, how will you find the power of the matrix? Right, and the last, how will you reduce the polynomial of higher degree into a polynomial of lower degree using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? And this all thing will discuss through example, right? So we are very excited, and at last we will solve one problem which already been asked in CSI or UGC NET examination, right? So this is our plan for this session, right? So let us start with the statement. What is the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? Basically, it is states that that means every square matrix, right? Every square matrix satisfy its own characteristic equation. This is the statement of Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? So question is, how will you mathematically you can say, how will you express it, right? So see, suppose if f lambda, right, let us write f lambda. If f lambda is is a characteristic, you can say is the characteristic polynomial, correct, is the characteristic polynomial corresponding to a square matrix, correct, corresponding to a square matrix A, right? Then, then what happened? Then f of A must be a null matrix. This is the statement of Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? This is not a simple zero. This is a null matrix, right? And this f of A is generally, you can say, matrix polynomial, correct? And if you are a eager learner, then you can search it. What is the matrix polynomial? Correct. So basically this is the statement of Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and here we are going to apply this theorem to find some important result, right? So let us take one example. So example is what? We are considering a matrix, right? And this is a square matrix of order 3 by 3, right? So through this example, we will apply the correct Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right, to find some important result, right? So let us first find the characteristic polynomial, right? As I already discussed in a video, how will you find the characteristic polynomial in one line, right? Using the trace determinant and sum of minor of order R, right? So here, let us write first the characteristic polynomial corresponding to this matrix A, right? So characteristic polynomial, suppose you are denoting it by CA lambda, right? Then characteristic polynomial corresponding to this matrix A will be given by lambda raised to the power 3. Why I am taking a degree of polynomial of degree 3? Because this is a square matrix of order 3 by 3, right? Minus trace of the matrix times lambda square and plus S2. S2 is what? Sum of the principal minor of order 2, right, and minus determinant of the matrix A. I already discussed this method, right, this formula in one of my video. You can go to that video and see how will you write this formula, correct? So here what we are having, lambda raised to the power 3 minus trace of this matrix A. You can easily find that trace of this matrix is nothing but 5. So 5 times lambda square plus, now how will you find this S2? S2 is what? S2 is the sum of the minor, you can say principal minor, sum of principal minor, right, principal minor of order 2. So basically sum of principal minor of order 2 is what? So definitely you are deleting first row and first column and finding the determinant of this submatrix. This is 2. In the same way you are deleting the second row and second column, and then you are finding the determinant of that matrix, submatrix is nothing but 2 to the 4 minus 1, that is 3. And in the same way you are deleting the last row, third row and third column, and the sum matrix, determinant of this sum matrix is 2. So finally the sum of my principal minor of order 2 is 7. So 7 times lambda minus determinant of this matrix, right, as we discuss in one of my video, that how will you expand it, right, by Laplace expansion, correct? So key point is what? This row you will expand this using expansion, that is Laplace expansion, and we will choose this row. Why I am choosing this row, right? So basically this point is I already discussed in one of my video. You can go to that video and learn it. It is very important result, right? So here you see this rows contain maximum zeros. That's why I am taking this, because this two row that is 2 product will be 0 and the determinant will be given by only this through this element, right? So minor corresponding to this element is what? 2 to the 4 and minus 1, right, that is what? 3. So 3 is the determinant, correct? So basically this is the characteristic polynomial corresponding to the matrix A, right? Now question is, when we say this matrix will satisfy the characteristic equation, correct? That means according to the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? You may write here. So according to Cayley-Hamilton theorem, you may write, correct? According to Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right, you may write that this square matrix A will satisfy this equation. That means what? A raised to the power 3 minus 5 times A raised to the power 2 plus 7 times A minus 3 iota must be a zero matrix, right? This is the what we say, that is the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, right? But question is what? How will you find the inverse of a matrix using this result, right? So for it, what will you do, right? You will multiply this expression, you may call it equation number 1 for further reference, right? So when you multiply this equation 1, right, with, right, with what do you say, by multiply by A inverse, then what will happen, right? As a result you will get A raised to the power 2 minus 5 times A plus 7 times I, identity matrix, because A into A inverse will become identity. Now 3 times A inverse, because A inverse into identity matrix will be identity A inverse itself, right? So this is the expression what I am getting here, right? So now clearly what you say here, right? From this expression, your A inverse will become what? When you are shifting this term to the right of this equation and divide it by 3, right? What happened? 1 by 3, right? 1 by 3 into A raised to the power 2 minus 5 times A and plus 7I. This expression gives you inverse of the matrix, right? This is the way to find the inverse. Very easy and very convenient way to find the inverse of the matrix, right? Now you will find the power of the matrix, right? So how will you find the power of the matrix? Using Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So let us take equation number 1 for the reference, right? And we will move, right? What will we do here? We will shift this term, the rest 3 terms, to the right of this equation, right? Equation 1. So what will happen, right? We will get this expression, right? So A raised to the power 3, right? A raised to the power 3 is equal to, right? Is equal to A raised to the power 3 is equal to what? 5A square minus 7A and plus 3I. Correct? So now question is, how will you find A raised to the power 5? So what will you do, right? So you will multiply this equation by A. So automatically to the left hand side of this equation, you will have A raised to the power 4. And in the right side of this equation, you will get 5 times A raised to the power 3 minus 7 times A square and plus 3 times A. Correct? Now what will you do? You will again substitute this value to here, right? That means for A raised to the power 3, you will put this expression. So what expression? This expression will become 5 times, correct? 5 times A raised to the power 2, 5 times A raised to the power 2 minus 7 times A plus 3 times I. What I am doing, actually I am putting the expression for A raised to the power 3, right? So automatically the polynomial degree will reduce, right? So what happened here? You will find 25A square here and minus 35 times A and plus 15I, and the same expression we will write here as it is. Correct? Now your purpose is what? To find A raised to the power 5. So again you will multiply this expression by A. So to left hand side it will become A raised to the power 5, and right hand side you will get what? When you are adding, I am combining two steps here, right? So when you are subtracting these two, so you will get 18 as a coefficient, and here A raised to the power 3. Why? Because I already multiply it by A, and here it is A square. So automatically it will become A raised to the power 3 minus, correct? Minus here 32 and this 3. It will become what? Minus 32A, and when you multiply it by A, it will become A square, right? And this expression will be here as it is, right? 5 times a, right? Now again a raised to the power 3 is coming here. So what will you do? You will put this value again, correct? So what will become here? You will get 18 and again 5a square minus 7 times a plus 3i. Correct. This is expression for a raised to the power 3 minus 32a square. As it is, you will write here plus 15a. Now, on simplification, what will you get here? Right? When you simplify it, 18 5 is 19, 90, right? And 90 minus 32, what will happen here? 8 5 8 58a square you will get, right? And 7 8, correct? So what will happen here as a coefficient? It will become a, and a is also present here, right? So when you subtract it, so 18 times 7, you will multiply it and subtract the result, add this result with 15, correct? So what will happen here, right? It will become 651, correct? 7 8 just 56. Okay, so 6 here and 7 and 5, 126, correct? And when you add these two, you will get what? 1 4 1, right? So here minus is here, so it will become subtracted, sorry, subtracted, so it will become what? 11, right? 1 1 1, triple 1a, and here it will be what? 54i. So this expression is what? A raised to the power 5, right? Now similarly, how will you reduce this expression, bigger expression, right, to lower degree polynomial? And it is very simple, right? But point is what? How will you factorize this polynomial, right? And as you know that the characteristic polynomial have degree what? 3, right? So let us take common here a raised to the power 5. So what will we getting? We will get a raised to the power 3 minus 5 times a raised to the power 2 plus 7 times a, correct? And here you will get 3i, right? Now again you are taking common here a raised to the power 1, that is a only, right? So what will get here? A raised to the power 3 minus, now you will write all this term again. So here you are getting 5 a raised to the power 2 plus 7 a raised a and minus 3i. Now you balance this expression. So what happened? This is 5 a raised to the power 3 as it is, no problem. Here when you multiply it with this, then 7a square is coming. But here it is 8a square. So to balance this expression, you will add it with a square, right? Again here minus 2a is present. So when you multiply it, you are getting minus 3a. So to balance it, you will add 1a, correct? And now identity matrix as it is. This is a way to factorize this bigger expression. And now from equation 1, you know that this will be 0. Why? Because using the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, this expression will be 0. So what expression you are getting? Actually, you are getting a square plus a and plus I. So this is the expression for the original expression. So sometime you may ask, find this matrix, correct? So this will be again a matrix actually. So find this. So how will you proceed? This is the way to find this expression, right? So now it's time to, right, solve a objective question, right, that has been asked already in national level test, that is CSIR UGC, right? So question is, how will you use this Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find the solution of this equation, right? Actually, this question been asked in 2017 in part B, right? So first look at this question, right? So this is a 3 by 3 matrix and this expression is given 6A inverse is equal to a small a square plus b times a plus ci, right? So basically this will form your characteristic equation, right? So what we say here, right? So let us multiply it by a. So what happened? 6I, when we are multiplying both sides by a, then we are getting 6I a into a raised to the power 3 plus b into a raised to the power 2 plus c into a. This is the expression we are getting, right? Now you shift this expression to the right hand side. So what will happen here? Actually you are getting a into a raised to the power 3 plus small b times a raised to the power 2 and plus c times a minus 6I is equal to 0, right? So when you find the characteristic polynomial and using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, the same type of expression is coming. A polynomial, matrix polynomial is coming, right? You can say matrix equation is coming, right? So when you compare this equation with a general characteristic equation, right, having corresponding to a matrix of order 2 by 2, then what is the general characteristic equation? That is lambda raised to the power 3 minus trace of the matrix A times lambda square plus S2, that is sum of the principal minor of order 2 into lambda and minus determinant of A. This must be is equal to 0, correct? So now if you compare these two, right, what happened when you apply the Cayley-Hamilton theorem, then this expression will result in what? A raised to the power 3 minus trace of the matrix A times A square plus S2 times A minus determinant of the matrix A, and this will be equal to 0 matrix, right? So you compare these two equations, right? What we are doing, right, compare these two equations. So what we are getting? A is equal to 1. If you are finding A is equal to 1, very quickly you can find it, right? So definitely you can discard one of this option, right? So this option 3 is incorrect, right? Now you will compare the second coefficient, that is B, and B is equal to what? Minus of trace of the matrix A. Now from here you will find the trace of this matrix. So basically trace of this matrix is what? Minus 4, correct? So B is what? B is 4. So from these option, just check out in which option B is 4. So in first option, no, it is incorrect. In this option, no, it is incorrect. And only in 4 you are getting b is equal to 4. So here no need to find the c, right? Sometime you need not to find all the a b c, right? From the option you can easily find out your correct option. So this is the way to find the, or you can say to handling the objective question, right? So I hope you enjoy this session, right? And if you have any doubt and any queries, you can comment it in comment box, and please comment how was the session. Thank you.